Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Start with some music, as usual. Let's have a little bit of Stormzy to kick us off. Afternoon, everybody.
Lie. My brothers don't die, we just rusty bark. I tell your girl to link me at the coffee shop. Getting freaky in the sheets, we're taking body shots. Then I finish with a facial just to top it off. Ay, my brothers don't die, we just rusty bark. I tell your girl to link me at the coffee shop. Getting freaky in the sheets, we're taking body shots. Then I finish with a facial just to top it off. Ay, you ain't got a clue, let's be honest. I had a couple seasons made a forest. I put in the work and take the profit. Looking at my girl like what God is, thank God. Rule number 2, don't make the promise. If you can't keep the deal, then just be honest. I can never die, I'm Chuck Norris. Fuck the government and fuck Boris, yeah. I'm a villain, killing when
If I draw 5 for the day, then we ain't gotta worry, we're nice for the day. Inspired by the sun, take flight for the day. Sipping a cold beer, sunshine in your face. Long nights are crazy, we are on them. My name's Wiley, yeah, play my song then. When I arrive, I'm causing a heat wave. I got vibes to sell, people want them.
Party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body, on my body. I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body, on my body. I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body, on my body. I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my
When the sun's out, see the gal them too. I wake up, do another gal them tune. I ride out on my Yamaha R6. When I reach in the dance, bring the gal them true. Gal them know, say they wanna wind up. I get behind her and she get wild up. She back it up good, but I try my luck. Winding up, gal is the vibe I love. When I arrive, I'm causing a heat wave. I got vibes to sell, people want them. My name's Wiley, yeah, play my song then. When I arrive, I'm causing a heat wave. Causing a heat wave. Causing a heat wave. Causing a heat wave. When I arrive, I'm causing a
I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body. I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body. I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body. I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body.
When the sun's out, we just wanna impress. I stand in the clear, don't bother witness. If it ain't gonna sell, I don't wanna invest. If it ain't got a vibe, I ain't got an interest. I wanna see a ice cream man on the road. I wanna see a light skin gal on the road. I wanna get slush puppy with both flavors. Drink that, now I'm right back in my zone. When I arrive, I'm causing a heat wave. I got vibes to sell, people want them. My name's Wiley, yeah, play my song then. When I arrive, I'm causing a heat wave. Causing a heat wave. Causing a heat wave. Causing a heat wave. When I arrive, I'm causing a
I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body. I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body. I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body. I'm a party, I'm gon' dance. Put your hands up on my body, on my body, on my body. Put your hands up on my body.
When the sun's out, see the gal them too. I wake up, do another gal them tune. I ride out on my Yamaha R6. When I reach in the dance, bring the gal them true. Gal them know, say they wanna wind up. I get behind her and she get wild up. She back it up good, but I try my luck. Winding up, gal is the vibe I love. When the sun's out, we just wanna impress. I stand in the clear, don't bother witness. If it ain't gonna sell, I don't wanna invest. If it ain't got a vibe, I ain't got an interest. I wanna see a ice cream man on the road.
Afternoon, everybody. Mr. Bullock, good afternoon. Alan, Mr. Breen, good afternoon to you. Dibbles, good afternoon as well. Hope you're all well. Got Finno with me here as well. We'll have a few more bits of music before we get going. I'll give it a few minutes and I'll get the picture round posted up as well. First round's a picture round today.
Started.
Johnny on the track.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team fucking here. Started from the bottom.
It's one of my favourite tunes, that is, but it's maybe a little bit of swearing in there. Afternoon, everybody. Nice hot sunny one.
When it comes to house every weekend, when it comes to house every weekend, house every weekend, house every weekend, I love you. There's no need to fake it. For staying in the house every weekend, I just can't take it. I work hard, and if I don't let myself go, let myself go, let myself go, I just might let myself go, let myself go, let myself go, I just might go. When it comes to house every weekend, house every weekend, house every weekend, I work hard, house every weekend, house every weekend, house every weekend. And if I don't let myself go, let myself go, let myself go, I just might go. House every weekend, I just might go. House every weekend, I just might go. I love you. There's no need to fake it. For staying in the house every weekend, I just can't take it. I work hard, and if I don't let myself go, let myself go, let myself go.
Afternoon, everyone. Hope you've had a good week. Mr. Heron Senior is in the house. No Declan Breen yet this afternoon. Is he snuck in quietly? I'm going to go ahead and post the picture round. Coming up 5-2. Picture round is now in the chat. As usual, it's a Google Doc. That link in the chat now will take you there to the picture round. So round one is the picture round. Should be able to get onto that link pretty easy as usual. The picture round this week is, can you identify these Premier League grounds, both past and present Premier League teams, from their Google Earth pics? Pretty simple once you get in there. An aerial picture of 12 stadiums in this round. So have a look at those and we'll get going with the quiz at 4 o'clock. Afternoon, Gilo. Giles, as usual, is on his half marathon trail. He completed number 15 today. Well done, Giles. Amazing effort. Amazing effort, as usual. See if we can find some more tunes to keep you entertained. I think I want to be a DJ, but I'm not really very good at it. Do like this, though. Afternoon, Willis's. Welcome. Got the picture round in the chat. Aerial pictures of stadiums today. I have done it multiple choice again today, so it helps you out a little bit. We've got a tough one for you today. There is some tough rounds. So let's see how we get on. We'll give it a few more minutes though.
24.
Fresh out. If they want the drama, got the old. Ship the whole crew to the cruise.
already having conversations with my son, who is telling me that number 5 isn't in the Premier League. That there's a clue there somewhere if you have a look at the potential answers for number 5. But I did say that the picture round is Premier League stadiums past and present. So they just have to have been in the Prem at some point, if you know. Clues and listening.
And the man them got it cracking again.
3 or 4
and the man them
minutes
got
to
it
get
cracking
going.
again.
Welcome everybody.
And the man them got it cracking again. And the man them got it cracking again. I know one thing for certain. You better keep your eyes peeled, I'm lurking. Cause I told the city in Addison Lee. And if I pull up them it's curtain. I ain't had a good night's sleep since God knows when. Keep your eyes peeled, I'm lurking. When you hear the bad line booming, you know the money had me riding brutal. Now they see me and say, boof daddy, boof daddy. Everywhere I go, they say, boof daddy, boof daddy. In the end, I'm the boof daddy, boof daddy. You done know, you done know.
Doing some tremendous, dress code horrendous, making 6-figure moves, we got different agendas. This my house, don't wear your preps on my carpet. Life of a misfit, broke nigga forfeit, 4-figure outfit, 3-course meal, I put my money where my mouth is, no 2 ways about it, let one nigga doubt it. 20 in a mattress, niggas couldn't match this is just practice. Oh, now I'm getting paid, did I mention? They never used to pay no attention. Nowadays I hate the attention. Nah, let me be honest, I love it. Spend yesterday's profit and think nothing of it.
I know one thing for certain. You better keep your eyes peeled, I'm lurking. Cause I told the city in Addison Lee.
Go, let's have a bit of this with some feel good. Never fails, and we get going in a couple of minutes.
The crosses of St George are flying all around me. Gareth Southgate, the whole of England is with you. Oh, it's saved! We still believe. It's coming home, 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 it's coming home. Tears for heroes dressed in grey. No plans for final day. Stay in bed, drift away. It could have been all songs in the street. It was nearly complete. It was nearly so sweet. And now I'm singing 3 lines on the shirt. Jewelry still gleaming. No more years of hurt. No more need for dreaming. Talk about football coming home. And then one night in Rome, we were strong, we had grown. And now I see it's ready for war. As good as before, Shearer certain to score. And Psycho screaming 3 lines on the shirt. Jules Rimet.
Good afternoon, one and all. Thank you for joining. John, good afternoon. It's my father-in-law online. Willis's are online. Gilo, Heron Senior, Dibbles, Bullocks, Alan, Finno's here. So let's get cracking. So I've just seen someone's submitted their answers to the picture round. Don't have to submit your answers. Just take a note. You'll end up with 12 grounds. So the picture round is in the chat. Have a look at that. And you should end up with 12 stadiums identifiable from their Google Earth images. They are Premier League grounds past and present. So they might not be in the Prem now, but they have been at some point in their history. So have a look at the picture round. Any problems with the link, let me know, but you should all be good. So what we'll do is we'll crack on. I have got some tough rounds today. First round, well, first round is a picture round. Second round is interesting. I'll talk about that in a minute. Third round is bizarre football questions, random. That's tough. and it's no multiple choice. So round 3 is going to be tough today. Round 4 is an interesting one, top 10. And then round 5, I thought I'd spice it up a little bit in round 5 this week. Round 5 is only 10 questions. Round 5 is a Premier League question, 10 questions, but there's a potential 31 points on round 5. So all to play for. So picture round is in. Let's Mickey W, good afternoon, welcome. Michael just joined. So round 1 is a picture round. Join with a link and just note down your 12 football stadiums. Round 2 will kick off. So round 2, there was a big birthday this week, or there would have been a big birthday if he was still alive. God rest him. George Best, incredible footballer. Probably any age has heard of him. Obviously, he's a little bit older, but he was an amazing player in his time. George Best was born on the 22nd of May. It would have been his birthday this week. Sadly, he died in 2005 when he was 59. One of my favourite quotes about George Best, and everyone will know this. Johnny Hay, good afternoon, welcome. One of my favourite George Best quotes is, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds and fast cars. The rest I just squandered." If that's not something to live your life by, I don't know what is. Maybe not totally politically correct, but that was George Best, who did like a drink, but God rest him. So round 1, in honour of Bestie's birthday, which would have been this week, is all about George Best. And it is multiple choice to make it a bit easier. So round 2. Round 1's a picture round. Johnny, you'll pick up the link in the chat just further up. So round 2, George Best. Question 1. With which Manchester musician does George Best share the same birthday? Is it A, Liam Gallagher, B, Noel Gallagher, C, Morrissey, or D, Ian Brown? So with which Manchester musician does George Best share the same birthday? A, Liam Gallagher, B, Noel Gallagher, C, Morrissey, or D, Ian Brown? Question 2. Who did Best make his Man United debut against? Was it A, West Brom, B, Leeds United, C, Liverpool, or D, Burnley? Who did Best make his Man United debut against? A, West Brom, B, Leeds United, C, Liverpool, or D, Burnley? Question 3. How old was Best when he made his debut? Was he A, 15, B, 16, C, 17, or D, 18? How old was George Best when he made his debut? Was he A, 15, B, 16, C, 17, or D, 18? Talks about Mr. Best liking the odd drink. He owned 2 nightclubs in Manchester. One was called Oscars. What was the other nightclub called? So Best, he owned 2 nightclubs in Manchester. One was Oscars. What was the other one? Was it A, Hey Sloopy, B, El Paso, C, Slack Alice, or D, the Pleasure Club? So Bestie's 2 nightclubs in Manchester. One was Oscars. The other one was A, Hey Sloopy, B, El Paso, C, Slack Alice, or D, the Pleasure Club? Not easy. I tell you what, is there any Manchester bias here? Do you boys know all about this Bestie history? Wrong colour for you boys for a starter for 10, Johnny and Ant. Question 5. In 1975, Best signed for an Irish club on a rolling contract. But which club was it? Was it A, Cove Ramblers, B, Derry City, C, Bohemians, or D, Cork City? So in 75, Bestie signed for an Irish club on a rolling contract. But which club was that? Was it A, Cove Ramblers, B, Derry City, C, Bohemians, or D, Cork Celtic? Nick, good afternoon. How you doing? We can nip back through some of the questions if you've missed some. So that was question 5. Round 1 is the picture round, the link just further up, the Google Doc. This is round 2 on George Best. So moving on, question 6. How many caps did George Best earn for Northern Ireland? Was it A, 27, B, 37, C, 47, or D, 57? So how many caps did Best earn for Northern Ireland? A, 27, B, 37, C, 47, or D, 57? Question 7. What band called their first album George Best and had a picture of him on the cover of the album? Was it A, The Wedding Present, B, Cinerama, D, The Undertones, C, The Undertones, sorry, or D, The Ukrainians? So which band called their first album George Best and had a picture of him on the cover? Was it A, The Wedding Present, B, Cinerama, C, The Undertones, or D, The Ukrainians? Question 8. Bestie ended up playing for a team in the US, but what was the first team that George Best played for in the US? The first team that Best played for in the US. Question 8. Was it A, San Jose Earthquakes, B, Los Angeles Aztecs, C, Fort Lauderdale Strikers, or D, New York Cosmos? So the first team George Best played for in the US, A, San Jose Earthquakes, B, Los Angeles Aztecs, C, Fort Lauderdale Strikers, or D, New York Cosmos? Question 9. What's the title of the biography that Best co-wrote with Ross Benson? Was it A, The Best Has Yet to Come? Was it B, Score? Was it C, It Was the Best of Times? Or was it D, The Good, the Bad, and the Bubbly? So what was the title of the biography that Best co-wrote with Ross Benson? Was it A, The Best Has Yet to Come? Was it B, Score? Was it C, It Was the Best of Times? Or was it D, The Good, the Bad, and the Bubbly? And then the last one for this round, question 10. On what reality TV program in 2004, tenuously linked to Best, tenuously linked to football, but hey. Question 10. On what reality TV program in 2004 did his second wife, Alex Best, appear on? Was it A, Come Dine With Me, B, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, C, Celeb Big Brother, or D, Survivor? So question 10. On what reality TV program in 2004 did Best's second wife, Alex Best, appear? A, Come Dine With Me, B, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, C, Celebrity Big Brother, or D, Survivor? So that's it for round 2. Let me know if you're missing any. Brino's back. Brino, I know you love Bestie. You love everything about football, especially old footballers. Reminds me of you, Brino, Bestie. Got that look, got that glint in your eye. So that was round 2. George Best, let me know if you're missing any of those questions. Question 1, no worries. So question 1 was, with which Manchester musician does George Best share the same birthday? Was it A, Liam Gallagher, B, Noel Gallagher, C, Morrissey, or D, Ian Brown? So let me know if you're missing any more. So you got the picture round 1 to 12. You should end up with 12 answers noted down for the stadiums from their Google Earth pictures. Round 2 was 10. So you should have 10 answers for round 2, the George Best round. So what we'll do as usual, we'll crack on with round 3, and then we'll have a count up and go back through some answers after round 3, including the picture round. And then we'll go on to the final 2 rounds. So round 4, as usual, is the top 10, which I'll introduce in a minute. Round 5 today is a Premier League round, so it's bang up to date for the younger members of the audience. 10 questions, but there are a potential 31 points for round 5 today. So all to play for all the way through today. Willis's question 10. Question 10 of that round 2. On what reality TV program in 2004 did Best's second wife, Alex Best, appear? Was it A, Come Dine With Me, B, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, C, Celebrity Big Brother, or was it D, Survivor? So the reality TV program that Alex Best, Bestie's second wife, was on in 2004. Come Dine With Me, I'm a Celeb, Get Me Out of Here, Celeb Big Brother, or Survivor? Boom. All good. Right. Moving on to round 3. So round 3. Round 3 is very, very hard, I think, today. It will sort out the men from the boys. We had Mr. Bullock won it last week on a tie break against Giles and the Cuthberts. So can he retain the title this week? This round will sort out the wheat from the chaff. So round 3 is a maximum of 12 points, and it's bizarre football questions. Random, bizarre stuff. So it really tests your football knowledge. So let's have a look. Round 3, question 1. Which Swedish footballer once had a clause inserted into his Premier League contract that prohibited him from travelling into space? Told you it was bizarre. I told you it was random. So which Swedish footballer once had a clause inserted into his Premier League contract that prohibited him from travelling into space? And I told you it was tough. Question 2. Which Ballon d'Or winning footballer had a galaxy named after them in 2015? We'll come back to that, Bullock. So question 2, which Ballon d'Or winning footballer had a galaxy named after them in 2015? You reckon you won by half a point, but the quizmaster took the half point off of you, so it went to tiebreaker. I couldn't have you winning on half a point, and you lucked out on the guess question. So it's a win's a win. So question 3, told you this was random. Here we go. Question 3, can you name the former Germany international who went on to become a professional wrestler in WWE? So question 3, the former German international who went on to become a professional wrestler in the WWE. Do you know that one, Finno?
No.
We know the other two, Finno?
No.
Random, bizarre questions. Question 4, which former England internationals reached number 12 in the UK singles chart with the 1987 song Diamond Lights? Get a point for each of those. So the former England internationals that hit number 12 in the UK singles chart with the 1987 song Diamond Lights. If I was bright, I'd have queued it up and played it to you. But I can find it. That's all good. So, question 4, the former England internationals who in 1987 hit number 12 in the UK singles chart with the song Diamond Lights. Point for each. There's 2 of them. Just trying to find it. It's not that popular. Right, we'll come back to that one. So the England internationals, 2 of them that had a number 12 UK hit in 87 with Diamond Lights was question 4. Question 5, staying with the music theme. The England Euro 96 song 3 Lions was a hit by which comedy double act? Again, 1 point for each. So the England Euro 96 song 3 Lions was a hit by which comedy double act? Again, 2 points. Yeah, that was 5, Brino. England Euro 96 song 3 Lions was a hit by which comedy double act? There are 2 of them, point for each. You can come back if there's any confusion. Question 6. Which former Spurs manager has competed in the Dakar Rally? So the former Spurs manager that's competed in the Dakar Rally. Question 6. So the former Spurs manager that competed in the Dakar Rally. Question 6. Question 7. What was the name of the hotel Jose Mourinho lived in when he managed Man United? Tell you what, anyone with Manchester connections, I think I've written this quiz for them. It's random, I promise. So question 7, the name of the hotel that Mourinho lived with when he managed Man United. Question 8. Which Spanish club's nickname is Los Colchoneros, which translates in English as the mattress makers? We've had a question on this before. We had a stadium question on these guys, and I told you they were called the mattress makers. So the Spanish club whose nickname is Los Colchoneros, which translates in English to the mattress makers. Which Spanish club is that? Number 9's a bit of a gimme. Easing them up for you. Number 9. English rock star Elton John was twice the owner of which football club? English rock star Elton John was twice the owner of which football club? Easier one, that one. And the last one in this round, question 10. Rangers tried to sign which superstar after Alex McLeish was alerted to his ability through popular video game Football Manager? So Rangers tried to sign which superstar after their manager at the time, Alex McLeish, was alerted to his ability through a popular video game Football Manager? No comment, Declan. So you should have 10 there. Potential of 12 from that round because there was a couple of 2-pointers. Let me know if you're missing any. Got to try and find that song. Let me know if you're missing any of those from that round. Can't find it anywhere. Can't find it anywhere. I'm going to come back to that. I'm not going to let it beat me. Question 3 for the Willises and 7 and 8. Let's go back to question 3. Question 3 was, can you name the former German international who went on to become a professional wrestler in WWE? Was question 3. 7 and 8 for the Dibbles. 7. What was the name of the hotel Jose Mourinho lived in when he managed Man United? It's question 7. Question 8. The Spanish club's nickname, Los Colchoneros, which translates to English as the mattress makers. Which Spanish club is that? So which Spanish club whose nickname is Los Colchoneros, which translates in English as the mattress makers? Which Spanish club? And then 10, Bruno. Rangers tried to sign which superstar when Alex McLeish was alerted to his ability through a popular video game Football Manager? So just 10 we've done, 3 we've done, 7 and 8 we've done. So everybody happy? Everybody happy? Yeah. Okay. Let's go back through the answers then. So round 1, the picture round. Done your pictures, Fino? Had long enough? Yep. Okay. We'll go through the scores and the answers for the first 3 rounds, and we'll go into the top 10. And then we'll go into the final round, which is a humdinger today. So round 1, the picture round. Which stadiums were these? The Premier League grounds. We go through these quite quickly. So number 1 was Old Trafford. Number 2 was the London Stadium. Number 3 was Anfield. Number 4 was Stamford Bridge. Number 5 was Elland Road, which Fino is Leeds ground, and they were in the Prem back in the day. Question 6, the King Power Stadium. Question 7, St James's Park. Question 8, the Riverside Stadium. Question 9 is the Amex, or the American Express Community Stadium, to give it its full name. Question 10, Craven Cottage. Easy one, that one, right on the river. Question 11, the Stadium of Light. And question 12, the Liberty Stadium. So you got points out of 12 for that round, 1 point for each of those. Maximum 12 points. Everyone happy? Let me know if you're missing any of those stadiums, but it should be pretty simple. Round 2, Mr. Best. So question 1, with which Manchester musician does Best share his birthday? It's C, Morrissey. Morrissey, which is C. Question 2, who did Bestie make his Man United debut against? It was A, West Bromwich Albion, West Brom. And question 3, how old was Bestie when he made his debut? He was 17. Question 4, Bestie owned 2 nightclubs in Manchester. One was called Oscars. The other one was C, Slack Alice. 1975, question 5, he signed for an Irish club on a rolling contract, but which club was it? It was D, Cork Celtic. Question 6, how many caps did George Best earn for Northern Ireland? Is B, 37. And question 7, the band which called their first album George Best and had a picture of him on the front was A, The Wedding Present. Question 8 was the first team Best played for in the US. It was C, Fort Lauderdale Strikers. And question 9, the title of the biography that Best co-wrote with Ross Benson was D, The Good, the Bad and the Bubbly, for obvious reasons. And in question 10, the reality TV program which Alex Best, his second wife, appeared on in 2004 was B, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. So you had a possible 10 points in that round. Let me know if you're missing any. We'll move on to round 3, bizarre football questions. Interesting to see how many people got on this one. So question 1, the Swedish footballer who had a clause in his Premier League contract prohibiting him from travelling into space was Stefan Schwarz. Which Ballon d'Or winning footballer had a galaxy named after them in 2015? It's Cristiano Ronaldo, called the Galaxy Cosmos Redshift 7, CR7. Question 3, the former German international who went on to become a professional wrestler in the WWE, Tim Weiser, or Weiss, Tim Weiss. Question 4, yeah, I can go back through, John, if you need me to. Question 4, the England internationals that reached number 12 in the UK singles chart in '87 with Diamond Lights was Chris Waddle and Glenn Hoddle, as Glenn and Chris. So it's Waddle and Hoddle. Question 5, Euro 96 song 3 Lines was a hit for which comedy double act? It was Baddiel and Skinner. Those last 2 questions, 4 and 5, you get a point for each. So potential 2 points for each if you got Waddle and Hoddle and Baddiel and Skinner. Question 6, former Spurs manager who's competed in the Dakar Rally was AVB, Andre Villas-Boas. Question 7, the name of the hotel where Mourinho lived when he managed Man United was the Lowry Hotel, the Lowry in Manchester. Question 8, the Spanish club who are called Los Colchoneros, translates in English to the mattress makers, was Atletico Madrid. 9, easier one, rock star Elton John was twice the owner of which football club? It was, of course, Watford. Little bit more random, this one. Rangers, who were at the time managed by Alex McLeish, tried to sign which superstar after they were alerted to his ability through the video game Football Manager? It was Lionel Messi. Tried to sign Lionel Messi. We'll go back for John through the multiple choice ones. So round 2, I'll just go back through and do the A, B's or C's in the answers, just in case you just wrote the letters down. So round 2 was George Best. Question 1 was C. Question 2 was A. Question 3 was C. Question 4 was C. Question 5 was D. Question 6 was B. Question 7 was A. Question 8 was C. Question 9 was D. And question 10 was B as well. So after those first 3 rounds, you should have a potential of 34 points. So have a quick count up, and then we'll move on to the top 10, which is an interesting one this week. So you got a possible 34, did I say? 12, yeah, potential 34. Nice. Brino on 27. Not bad out of 34. Brino, you sure? 15, Finno. Anna Matt Willis's 24. Well done. Some big boys to come in. Mickey, 13. Tough for you youngsters, that one. The bizarre round wasn't easy, and the bestie round was not easy either for you youngsters. Johnny, I did say that he was the wrong colour for you boys up there, you and Ant. 13's not bad. 17, Gilo. Bully on 28. Nick, well done on 19. Dad on 10, well done. Alan on 18. Dibbles on 18. Okay, interesting. So halfway, we have Ant leading it on 28. And we've got Brino back in the room after a decent bestie round on 27. Who's in third? 27. Might be the Willises on 24. It is. So top three at halfway stage. Well, 3 rounds in. Ant Bullock on 28. Brino on 27. And the Willises on 24. So all to play for. So round 4 is my traditional top 10 round. Quite like this one this week. It's a bit different. We've had top scorers. We've had value of clubs in the past. We've had top scorers in the Prem. We've had top scorers in Europe. John want to have a question on top assist in the derby this season. I'm not getting into that. Nick, you're obviously a mate of Johnny and Ant, I would imagine, and maybe a red by the look of your picture. Welcome on board. Don't think we've had you before, so thanks for joining. So yeah, we've had all sorts of top 10 rounds, and the object of the round is to identify the top 10 in a certain category. So top 10 this week is all about this current Premiership season, so the 19-20 Premiership season. We've had the top scorers, so the season is currently frozen, but it's the current top 10 assists in the Premier League. So the current top 10 assists in the Premier League. You don't have to know how many, and you can, of course, stick more than okay, John, we'll go back through the grounds in a second. Yeah, 2 seconds. So the top 10 assists in the current Premier League. So the Premier League's frozen. We've done the top goal scorers in the last few weeks, but it's the top 10 assists by number of assists in the Premier League. And it actually makes interesting reading, which we'll talk about afterwards. So, John, let me nick back through the rounds for you, the grounds in A, B, or C, and the rest of you can start working on that top 10. So top 10 assists in this current Premier League season. So, John, the grounds, number 1 is C. Number 2 is A. Number 3 is C. Number 4 is A. Number 5 is B. Number 6 is A. Number 7 is B. Number 8 is B. Number 9 is C. Number 10 is C. Number 11 is A. And the last one, number 12, is C. So hopefully all good. No, Nick, it doesn't need to be in order. So you will get a point for anyone. You will get a point for anyone that you get, Nick. So it's a maximum of 10 points, any order. As long as I call it out as one of the top 10, you get a point for it. So yeah, no worries. I will go through them in order, but you don't have to have them in order. John, just give me a thumbs up if you've got those. I can go back over them if not. I'm going to play some music. I'm going to grab a beer. And then we'll go through the answer. We'll go through round 5 and then we'll top the answers.
Battery 80%. Connected to Keith's iPhone.
So, just to recap, we are looking for the top 10 assists in the current Premier League season. We need 10 names, doesn't have to be in order. John, let me know if you need me to go back through the answers. Music for now. I'll give you 5 or 6 minutes to work on the top 10.
I've been trying to call. I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show me how to love. Maybe I'm going through a drought. You don't even have to do too much. You can turn me on with just a touch, baby. I love how since city's cold and empty, no one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone on myself. I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, but I'm like this. You're the one I just I'm running out of time, 'cause I can see the sun light up the sky. So I hit the road and overdrive, baby. Oh, the city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone on myself. I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. I said, I'm drowning in the night. Oh, but I'm like this. You're the one I just. I'll be something back to let you know. I can never say it on the phone. They'll never let you go this time. I said, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. Hey, hey, I said, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch.
Black leather glove, no sequins. Buckles on the jacket, it's elite shit. Nike crossbody got a piece in it. Gotta dance, but it's really on some street shit. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey. Don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could get you the passion. It's a thriller in a track. Where we from? Baby, don't you wanna dance with me? No, I could dance like Michael Jackson. I could get you satisfaction. And you know we out here every day with it. I'ma show you how to get it. It go right foot up, left foot slide, left foot up, right foot slide. Basically, I'm saying either way, we bout to slide. Hey, can't let this one slide. Hey. 2,000 shorties wanna tie the knot, yeah. 200 shooters on my brother's block, oh, yeah. Pedal off the roads like I love it, not, maybe not. I don't know what's wrong with me, I can't stop, oh, yeah. Won't stop, oh, yeah, never stop. Got so many ops, I be mistaken ops for other ops. Got so many people that I love out of trouble spots. Other than the family, I got it.
Right, you lovely lot, how we doing? Been in order, doesn't have to pick that one up. That's not what I was up to, Bully. I was getting a quick liquid refreshment. Yes, Mickey, you're allowed to guess more than 10. No problem. No, Jarlo, do you know what? I missed the trick on that one. It should have probably been an FA Cup round this week, given that it was due to be the FA Cup final this weekend. Tell you what, I'll trail it now. We'll have an FA Cup round next weekend. So I'll take a note of that, and I might or might not remember. My young son has just shown me his bit of paper. He's got 40 potential top 10 assists in his list. So if he doesn't get 10 from that, then no one will. Do you think we've had long enough? Should have had long enough. Yeah. I think we've had long enough. I'll tell you what we'll do. We will, let's go through. Fino, what do you reckon? Should we go through the top 10 or should we go on to the last round? Answers. Fino wants answers. So we will go through. So we had a potential 34 from the first 3 rounds. You got another 10 potential now. So the top 10 current assists in the Prem, point for each. I will go through them. Number 1 is Kevin De Bruyne, Man City, obviously. He's got 16 assists. Number 2 on the list, Trent Alexander-Arnold from Liverpool, got 12 assists. Riyad Mahrez is number 3 on the list for Man City. He's got 8 assists. Drops off very quickly. So the top 3, 16, then 12, then 8. So number 4 on the list, also from Man City, he's got 7, is David Silva. Number 5 on the list, Son Heung-min from Spurs, he's got 7 as well. Number 6 on the list, Emiliano Buendia from Norwich. He's also got 7. Number 7 on the list, Adama Traore from Wolves. He's also got 7. Number 8 on the list is Sadio Mane from Liverpool again. He's got 7 as well. Number 9, Bobby Firmino from Liverpool has also got 7. Number 10, also from Liverpool, Andy Robertson, he's got 7 as well. So that's your top 10. So you get a point for each one of those that you named. I just thought it was really interesting when I looked through this. So you've got 1, 2, 3 from City, but Liverpool currently sit top of the pile. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of the top 10, you got 7 of those players from the top 2 sides. Really interesting. Really interesting. So all good with those. Potential 10 points. I won't ask you to put your points in, but that'll take you to a potential 44 points so far. So tot up your 40 out of 44 so far. I won't ask you to post them yet. We'll go into round 5. So round 5, eyes down, bang up to date, current Premier League. Well, Premier League of all time. It's a Premier League round. Maximum of 31 points in this round. Don't need to put them in, Brino. 34 is not bad. By my beans, that means you got 7 in the last round. So that's not all bad. 7 out of 10, 70%. We'll do these scores on the doors at the end. But that's a marker, Brino. That is a marker. So round 5, Premier League, maximum 31 points. I'll explain as we go through where you get an extra points. So question 1, at the time the Prem was suspended, 5 teams had kept over 10 clean sheets in league games. So in the current Premier League, there's 5 clubs who've kept 10 plus clean sheets. Can you name them? Point for each. So you're looking for 5 clubs. That makes sense, Fino? Yeah. So the 5 clubs in the current Prem season, which is suspended, that have got over 10 clean sheets in league games. In league games. Not in cups, not anything else. In the league. So you're looking for 5 clubs. So question 1 is a big 5-pointer. It's good because I've got to give you a little bit more time. You've got to write 5 names down, which means I can have a little bit of beer. Bruno, Spurs with our back 4 can't buy a clean sheet this season, so I think it's pretty obvious, and I'm not really giving away anything that no, one of them is not Tottenham Hotspur, sadly. So 5 clubs that have kept 10 plus Premier clean sheets this season for 5 points. So question 1. Question 2. In the 2018-2019 Premier League, that season saw the most goals ever scored in a Premier League campaign. How many goals were scored that league season? So the Premier League season in 18-19 was the record for the most goals ever scored in a Premier League campaign. But how many goals were scored? Yeah, you can only write down 5, Gav, because if you write down 20 names in the for the first question, you're going to get 5 points. So yeah, if you can only write down 5, please. So question 2, we're looking for the number of goals that were scored in the 18-19 season, which was a record for the largest number. Now, you get 2 points if you get it right. And if you get it within 100 each way, you can have a point. Okay? So 2 points for bang on the nail or very, very close, within 10-ish. And then a point if you get either way within 100. We'll go through that in a second. So there's a potential 2 points for that question if you get it bang on. Question 3. The highest attendance for a Premier League game is a crowd of 83,222. Where was the game played and which 2 teams played in that game? So 1 point for where the game was, which ground, and 1 point each for the 2 teams. So there's a maximum of 3 points for that one. So the highest attendance for a Premier League game is 83,222. Where was that game played and which 2 teams were played in it? So a point for each. And I tell you, yeah, Bruno, you're right. To be very honest, if anyone gets that 2-pointer for question 2, then, you know, maybe. But we'll see. I can't believe anyone would Google it because there's no respect in Googling answers in this quiz. Very much against the show. So question 4. Name the oldest scorer of a Premier League goal. So who's the oldest ever scorer of a Premier League goal? Just looking for a name, just a 1 point to that one. So the name of the oldest scorer in Premier League history. Okay. Question 5. Can you name the 5 players that have scored 5 goals in a single Premier League game? You get a point for each. So there are only 5 players in the history of the Prem that have scored 5 goals in a single game. Can you name them? So it's a 5-pointer. So I'm looking for 5 names. So the 5 players in Prem history that have scored 5 goals in a single game. Just the name of the player. Done a lot on top scorers. So one should jump out. Hopefully that's clear. So the 5 players in Prem history that have scored 5 goals in a single Premier League match. Just write 5 names for that one as well. Let's not have 247 guesses. Finn Heron. So that was number 5. In the same vein, it's a bit of a top 5. So can you name the 5 players who've kept the most clean sheets in the Premier League in the history of the Prem? So 5 keepers who've kept the most clean sheets in the Prem since the inception of the Premier League, which I believe was the 92-93 season. So the 5 keepers who've kept the most clean sheets in Prem history. So again, it's a 5-pointer. You're looking for 5 names. So I'll give you a minute or so on that. You've got to get 5 names down. Finno, what's the rules on that one? Just 5 names. Thank you. So we're looking for the 5 keepers in the history of the Prem that have kept the most clean sheets. Interesting, that one. I could have done a top 10 on that, I suppose, but too late now. We've had a question on it. So everyone good on that one? You can come back and have some more time at the end and go back through if you like. But question 7. Can you name the player and his club who's won the most Premier League winners' medals? And also, how many Premier League's winners' medals has he got? So I'm looking for three things. I'm looking for the player, the club he played for, and how many Premier League titles he's got. So one player has got the most Premier League title medals. The player, the club, and the number of titles he's won. So there's a potential 3 points in there. Lots of points. What do points make? Prizes. So the player, number of titles, and who he played for, who's won the most Premier League titles. Not telling you, Brino. Not telling you. Not telling you who, if he's still playing. So the name of there's one player in the history of the Prem has won the most Premier League winners' medals. Who is it? Who did he play for? How many has he won? 3 points for that one. Question 8. Can you name the manager who's won the most Premier League Manager of the Month awards in a single season? Point for the manager and a point for the club he manages. So the manager who's won the most Premier League Manager of the Month awards in a single season. Point for the manager, point for the club. So 2 points there. Question 9. Can you name the only player to score 100 plus Premier League goals for 2 different clubs? 1 point for the player and 1 point for each of the clubs he played for. So there's one player in the history of the Prem that scored 100 plus goals for 2 different clubs. Can you name the player and the 2 clubs that he played for? So there's a 3 pointer there. Told you, there's lots of points on up for grabs here. So the only player in Prem history that scored 100 plus goals for 2 Premier League clubs. Need the player, please, and the 2 clubs that he played for. Or the 2 clubs that he got 100 plus goals for. Question 10. Can you name the highest scoring foreign player in Premier League history? Give you a point for the player and a point for the team he plays for. There's a 2 pointer. So the highest scoring foreign player in Premier League history. And that was question 10. And that was the last question. Happy to go back through any of those. There was some trickily worded questions in there and some multiple answers. So let me know if you need to go back through any questions in round 5. 31 points in round 5. And the total available today is 75 points. So let me know if you're missing any of those in round 5. There was 10 questions. Anyone need a bit more time? Anyone need any more? Question 3. Yep. So question 3 was about the highest attendance for a Premier League game. And the highest attendance ever in the Prem is 83,222. So it's a 3-point question. Which stadium was that game played in? And who were the 2 teams that were playing in that game? So highest attendance in the Prem, just over 83,000. Who were the 2 teams and where was the game played? It's history of the Prem, Nick, and the Prem didn't start till 92, 93. I'm not going to give too much more away, but it wasn't one of those old school where there was 1.5 million standing behind a goal. So probably no. Question 4. The oldest scorer of a Premier League goal, Brino. Who was the oldest scorer of a Premier League goal? Any more for any more? Sounds like we're all good. Finny, enough time for all those? Okay. Okay, let's go through the answers. Everyone happy? Give you just a second to make sure we're all good, and then we go back through the answers. We are 5 rounds today. That last round was 31 points. We got a maximum 75 points today. I'll tell you what, I've got no tiebreaker questions, so I'm going to be under some pressure if we've got a tie break. I'll have to have a Google on the go. So, round 5, Premier League. Question 1. When the Prem was suspended, you were asked to name the 5 clubs that have kept over 10 clean sheets in league games. So point for each of these, up to 5 points. Liverpool, 12 clean sheets. Burnley, a second. Burnley, 11 clean sheets. Leicester and Man City and Sheffield United have all got 10. So those are the 5. Liverpool on 12, Burnley on 11, Leicester City, Man City and Sheffield United on 10. So there's your 5 points. 1 point for each of those. So potential 5 from that question. Question 2. The 18-19 Prem season saw the most goals ever scored in the campaign. But how many goals were scored? So you get 2 points if you get this bang on the nose, or if you get it anywhere within sort of 10 points. So the actual number of goals was 1,072. So if you got anywhere from 1,062 to 1,082, you can have your 2 points. You can have 100 either way. So if you had anywhere between 972 and 1,172, you can have a point. So 2 points if you were within 10 of 1072. So 1062 to 1082, the answer is 1072. And 1 point if you were anywhere between 972 and 1172. So question 3 was about the game with the highest attendance in the Prem. It was a crowd of 83,222, which Finno and I were at, which will probably give it away. So it was at Wembley, when Spurs were playing at Wembley, and it was Tottenham Arsenal. So, nope, 950 bully, the last time I checked, wasn't between 972 and 1172. So no, and no to a half point as well, because that will come back and bite me on the proverbial. So 3 points for that question 3. Point for Wembley Stadium, point for Tottenham, point for Arsenal. There you go. I told you already, bully, no half point. So sorry, question 3, you get a point for Wembley, point for Spurs and a point for Arsenal. Question 4, the oldest scorer of a Premier League goal. It was, Teddy Sheringham. He was 40 years old and 268 days. So the oldest scorer of a Premier League goal was Teddy Sheringham. I think he was actually at West Ham when he got that goal. Definitely wasn't at Spurs. I thought he might have been at United, but he was at West Ham. So question 5, the 5 players that scored 5 goals in a single Prem League game. Point for each of these. So first one is Andy Cole, Man United against Ipswich Town back in 1995. Second one is Alan Shearer for Newcastle against Sheff Wednesday in 99. Third one, Jermaine Defoe. He is a Yido for Spurs against Wigan in 2019. We beat him 9-0. The fourth one is Dimitar Berbatov. Sadly not for Spurs, but when he was playing for Man United against Blackburn Rovers in 2010. And the last one, some of you boys will know this one, Sergio Aguero, City against Newcastle in 2015. So a point for each of those. Andy Cole, Alan Shearer, Jermaine Defoe, Dimitar Berbatov, and Sergio Aguero. Shows how tough it is. Only 5 players ever scored 5 goals in a league game. Pretty impressive, huh? So question 6, looking for the 5 keepers who've got the most clean sheets in the Prem. So top of the list is Petr Cech on 202 clean sheets. Second is David James, 169. Third is Mark Schwarzer, 151. Fourth, My Little Pony, David Seaman on 140. And fifth is Nigel Martin on 137. So you can have a point for each of those. It was a point for each of those in the last one as well. So a point for each of the goalkeepers. Petr Cech, David James, Mark Schwarzer, David Seaman, and Nigel Martin. So a point for each of those. Question 7 was about the player who's won the most Premier League winners' title medals and how many he's won. So the player in Prem history who's got the most Premier League winners' titles is Giggsy, Ryan Giggs from Man United. He's from the red side, boys, not the blue side. Giggsy has got 13 Premier League winners' medals, and he obviously played for Man United. So a point for each of those. It is a tough round, Breen. I said it was tough today. Point for Giggs, point for United, and a point for 13. And if you got 13, you're either very bright or you're on Google. But far be it from me to cast aspersions. Go on then. You can have a point for one each way. So you can have a point for 12. We can have a point for 14. So you can have a point for 12, 13, or 14. I'll be generous. It's not a bad guess, at Fino. Well done. Question 8. The manager who's won the most Premier League Manager of the Month awards in a Premier League season. Point for the manager and a point for his club. No points for 11, because again, the last time I checked, 11 isn't between 12, 13, or 14. I've got to draw the line somewhere. Otherwise, it'd be, oh, what about 9? Oh, what about 17? So point for 12, 13, or 14. I should maybe be a bit harsher. So question 8, the Premier League manager who has won the most Premier League Manager of the Month awards in a single season, Jurgen Klopp. It's actually this season. So he's won it 5 times in this current season. So there's a point for Klopp and a point for Liverpool. Miko, that's all right. You can't blame a trier. So question 8, Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, point for each. He's won it 5 times this season. There's a few months left. Should we have the Liverpool debate again? Are they going to play it? Some of the players not back in training. Some positive tests for COVID. La Liga's back on, when is it, Fino? Middle of July, middle of June? 8th of June. So we got a few weeks for La Liga to be back. Premier League definitely isn't going to be before that. They need a few more weeks yet. So it's going to be interesting. So question 9. The only player to score 100 plus Premier League goals for 2 different clubs. So it's Alan Shearer, and he got those goals. He got 112 for Blackburn Rovers. He played for so interesting stats, right? So you get a point for Shearer, you get a point for Blackburn, and a point for Newcastle. So potential 3 points. So Shearer played for Blackburn between 92 and 96. 112 goals in 138 games. Decent. Boy was a machine. And then in 96, he went to Newcastle. He's with Newcastle till 2006. Not such a great return, but 148 in 303. It's not far off a goal every 2 games. That's pretty decent. So a point for each of Shearer, Blackburn, and Newcastle. Question 10. It's a gimme, an absolute gimme for the blue side of Manchester, this one. So the highest scoring foreign player in the Prem, it is, of course, Sergio Aguero. So you get a point for Aguero and a point for Man City. I could make a very rude comment about your slim twin, Bully, but I'm not going to. So number 10 was the highest scoring foreign player in Premier League history, Sergio Aguero, and he plays for obviously Man City. So a point for each of those. So you had a potential 31 there. So you should have a tot up. Yes, Willis's, you get a point for the club. That's fine. For question 9, yep. You get for question 9, you can have a point for Shearer, point for Blackburn, and a point for Newcastle. Who do you have then? Sutton? 47 for Mr. Breen. It's not all bad, Breeno. So this is out of 75 today. So let's have a look at you. 40 in the Dibble household. Well done, boys. And Beth, if she's helping. You're out of 75 today. Oh, Andy Cole. Yeah, not a bad shout, that. 36, Finno. Pretty good. Finno always tells me he's on his own. Finno had me with him. I think we'd be smashing it. 33 from Mickey W. Well done. 48 takes the lead at the minute for the chef with no name, aka Gilo, the half marathon man. 40 Alan, well done. 38 Nick, well done. 38 Johnny as well. Heron Senior on 21. But Bully's a bit slow at counting. Tell you what, Miko, that's good skills, good knowledge for 33. Pretty good. 47 sticks you, I would have thought, on the leaderboard. Willis's, well done. We're waiting for one score to come in. He's slow at counting. Take your socks off, Bully. So just remember, at the halfway stage after 3 rounds, we had Mr. Bullock on 28 in the north, Brino on 27, and the Willis is on 24. Bully's dropped off, I reckon. I'm going to award it in his absence because we're at 5 o'clock already. Bully, you still out there? Do you reckon he bottled it in that last round? Bully, I'm giving you a minute, if that. So at the minute, we got Giles and the Cuthberts on 48. Willis is on 47. Brino also on 47. Where are you, Bully? 64, Bully. Really? Okay. Yeah, I was going to say 54. Okay. 54 scores are in. So retaining champ still retains it with 54. So a good shout, good score that. To be fair, he does know a bit about the Prem, the boy. So I'm not doubting that one. I'm not going to go down the Google routes, but we can debate that. Especially for Gilo, I'm going to have an FA Cup round next week. So get revising your FA Cup history. It's half term, so to all the junior members on, have a very good holiday. Bank holiday tomorrow, absolutely fantastic. Definitely calls for a few beers in the sunshine this evening. So listen, thank you everyone. Great having you. Good fun again. Congratulations to Ant. Have a cracking day off tomorrow. Great rest of the Sunday. Stay safe. Look after everybody. Take care of each other. Love you all. Take care. Bye.